Well, I do want to say sincerely that it is wonderful to have you all here today, and especially with such great weather. You know, it's the last few months there have been times of like darkness and dreariness, but today for our celebration, we've got great weather, and it's really great to have you here. Before we begin, I really want to take a minute to thank the City of Hartford and the Avon School District. If it was not for their willingness to let us be here, we wouldn't be able to be here. It was, in fact, the recognition that senior year represents the type of closure that everybody should have the opportunity to experience. You know, and this chapter has been disrupted by the coronavirus. You know, it's widely understood by anybody who's gone through the situations that we have, particularly when we think about our friend, that we need a moment like this to find closure and get ready to move on to the next chapter. And so today we have the opportunity to celebrate the memory of our classmate and teammate. Ultimately, it was their understanding that allowed the administrators to conclude that this was the right thing to do, and that we're going to be able to christen this boat to remind us to bring out the best qualities of Ethan in everything that we do. We're going to start with some reflections of Ethan, and to lead us off, we'll start with his classmate Lauren Huang. Lauren?
So I'll start. Ethan always has a smile on his face, and I'm sure everyone has their bad days, but I never saw Ethan's eyes not crinkle up because he's waving at people very close. And he has a lot of friends, no doubt about that. The only time you don't see him give a smile to you is because he's already smiling at someone else. I barely had any classes with Ethan starting high school, and we still talk plenty. Crew obviously liked us, but it was a lot of effort on his own to keep great relationships with everyone around him. I remember the first time he went on water. We were on a mixed boat that day and things did not go very smoothly. It was fun though. He was right behind me and he was so afraid that his efforts would not be enough for the boat of people who were mostly experienced rowers. I just remember glancing back and assuring him that it's okay, this boat is not going to flip, you're doing fine. And through this clear memory, I just remember thinking, Ethan cares, and we're so lucky to have a friend that cares, and someone who makes us feel better after having a bad day. There are people that when you're upset at something, and they come, and your negative vibes just float away. You can't bear to let that affect them. Ethan's one of those people. He makes the bad vibes float away. I just want to close by saying, Ethan, I miss you, we all miss you, and we love you.
Thank you, Lauren. Next up, we're going to have another classmate, Maria DaCosta.
I wish Ethan was still here. When I was writing this letter, I was thinking about what we would have been doing if he was. If Ethan was still here, he would have saved me from a lot of bad decisions this senior year. Or honestly, we probably would have made a lot more, but they still would have been fun. It would have been a story. If you were here, Uthra, Tush, and I would be celebrating the last day of senior year, and we would be playing James Bond, and you would ultimately win because you're somehow so amazing at it, but maybe I would have pulled one out of there. If you were here, we would be going on drives and vibing because we were waiting till we could get our driver's license and just go around. When I was writing this, I was thinking about all the memories that we had together. I remember once in the cafeteria, we were playing James Bond, and somehow I finally won, which never ever happens, and you screamed so loud that everyone else turned around and was like, what the hell? I also remembered in our freshman and freshman or sophomore year, you had just come off doing a really hard piece on the ergs, and we literally had 2 minutes until my round was about to start and I was about to go on, and I was freaking out because I was like, oh, I can't do it, it's gonna hurt so much. And even though you were sweating and you really just wanted to pass out, you took the time to talk to me, to tell me it's fine, you're gonna get through this, it's just gonna be 20 minutes and then it's over. I know the whole school knows your name now, but that's not why we're doing this, and that's not why we're taking the time to remember you. We're not, even though you're not here, even though we won't be able to hear from you or see you, we all still think of you and remember you. Because you, not how you died, had the biggest impact on us. Your kindness and your joy that you shared and the smiles that we had. We all love you, Ethan.
Thank you, Rhea. And now another classmate, Laura Mensch. Laura?
Okay, so I just have a few words to say. When I was writing this, I was thinking just like how I remembered Ethan. And I always remember him being up for anything. He did what he wanted to do and he was always himself. He didn't care what other people thought of him, and I admire that about him. When I remember Ethan, the first memory that comes to mind is him and when we were at Pumpkinhead, he was in his cheerleader outfit with a bow in his hair beaming from ear to ear. I know we all miss him and we all wish he was still here with us today, but I want to remember him at his happiest and will always remember what he taught me.
Thank you, Laura. And now a reflection on the origin of Hollywood given by one of the graduates of the program, Jared Culbertson. Jared?
I met Hollywood on the first day of crew in the fall of 2016. I was in my senior year of high school, and as a captain I was sizing up the freshmen with some of the upper class members. My friend Will looks at me and he says, "Hollywood's such a cool nickname. We should give that nickname to one of the freshmen." We were looking around and both of us noticed Ethan. We were drawn to him for some reason. We couldn't place it, but for some reason everyone was drawn to him. We went up to him and Will said, "We're gonna call you Hollywood from now on." And it stuck. The whole team called him Hollywood, and our friendship only grew from there. We hung out when I was back from school, and even while I was at school, we kept in contact. I remember one time Hollywood, my sister, and I were hanging out, and he recommended we go to this authentic ramen shop in the West Hartford Center. On that car ride, as we were eating our meals, I was astounded how polite and how kind and how joyful he was. He composed himself with such kindness. I'll never forget that adventure. As we hung out and as time went on, it became more and more apparent why Will and I were drawn to him in the first place. Ethan is the most kind-hearted person I know. He treated everyone and everything with the utmost respect. Nobody had ever even muttered anything bad about Hollywood. He is universally loved. I'm happy to call him my friend. He embodied the spirit that everyone should have on Avon Crew. Ethan touched everyone's hearts. I'm pleased that this boat will be christened and given the name Hollywood. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Jared. One of the other people who Jared mentioned who, was involved in the naming of Hollywood was my son, Will. And he would have loved to have been able to be here today to share some of his thoughts. Unfortunately, he's out doing marine things for the last couple of weeks and wasn't able to make it. But he did share with me one of the exchanges that he had with Ethan, which I think was kind of exemplary of their relationship. In addition to what Jared talked about, they referred to the fact that he was actually named after a famous person named O.G. Hollywood. Now, there was no O.G. Hollywood, yet the kind of person Ethan was, he went out and he was doing his research trying to find it, and he was frustrated by the fact that he couldn't find OG Hollywood. And then it was one day when he and Will were exchanging texts after Will had gotten out of basic training, and Ethan was in the middle of continuing to do his high school stuff, that Will basically said, you know, you want to know who OG Hollywood is? Just go to the mirror. And what do you see? And Hollywood replied with some superficial descriptions. And Will replied, look harder. Who do you really see? He says, someone who feels weirdly confident. So are you sure you want to know about the backstory of OG Hollywood? Will said. He doesn't exist. He was the backstory for a dope-ass nickname. You know the part that sometimes feels weirdly confident? He's the part of you that Jared and I saw that made us say, damn, this dude deserves a cool nickname because he's dope. And you're the bro bomb. You're the bomb, bro. And in short, Hollywood is about being an everyday hero. It's about having the courage to express your individuality, to be who you are, and it's the ability to bring happiness to others with something as simple as a smile. In recent weeks, our nation has experienced a level of sustained demonstrations that are unlike anything I can remember in terms of their breadth and the depth of the feelings that they've brought forth. And I'd say underlying all those demonstrations, there are certain things upon which we should all be able to agree. That all people are worthy of respect. All people should be treated fairly, and all people should be treated kindly. In short, if we were all more like Ethan, we wouldn't need the demonstrations. And it's those traits that we embrace and honor as we remember our friend today. So now what I'd like to do is I'd like to ask people to, if you have a remembrance of Ethan, come on and bring it on up here and put it in this chimney. So go ahead, come on up. Just put it in. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks very much. So we've shared memories of our friend. When I was young and first learning about sound waves, I used to think about the fact that as soon as a sound is made, the air is never the same. That wave propagates and propagates and propagates and goes until there's no more atmosphere. And even then, it's going to bounce around and always leave the air a little bit different than it would if nothing was said. And so it is with our words today. We're also going to change our environment in another way. Our words put to paper are going to be set ablaze. And the molecules that comprise the documents are going to fill the air. The ashes are going to remain here. And in short, your words, my words, will be part of this environment forever here at Patterson. And this place, it's really this place where we shared so many memories, it's more than appropriate. These memories should help remind us that to be everyday heroes like Ethan, but more importantly, it should remind us to smile, to remember each other, and to remember our friend. Try and put this downwind now. about and reflect on our friend one more time. And now, as our memories become part of the permanent fixture here at Batterson, we'll turn to another event that hopefully will help keep Ethan in our memories and inspire us. You know, the tradition of christening a new ship goes back to ancient maritime civilizations. The Greeks used to put on an olive wreath and pour some wine over the boat. The Turks used to slaughter a sheep. The Greeks, let's see, who else was it? The Babylonians sacrificed an ox, and Vikings and Tahitians would actually christen it with human blood. And when you think about this particular hall that we're about to christen, sweat and blood is something that makes sense, because this hall has been involved in seat races, it's been involved in head races, it's been involved in sprint races. This hall has won a medal in the state championships. So in many respects, it's already been christened by the efforts that you all have put into it. But now we're going to continue the tradition, and we're going to actually christen it with what has become the tradition for our civilization here at Avon Crew, some water from Batterson. So as we dedicate this shell by christening it in water from Batterson, we ask that rowers in the shell be kept safe, be kept upright, be allowed to row to the best of their capabilities, be committed to rowing every stroke with courage and strength, and now be committed to the ideals embodied by the life of our friend Ethan Na, whose call sign we used to name this boat today, Hollywood. Going forward, every time we row this boat, we will honor our friend. We must promise ourselves to focus on how Ethan lived, how he earned his call sign, and by being how he earned his call sign by being an everyday hero to his friends here at Avon Crew. All right. So with that, we've been talking a lot about the boat, but what I would like to do is to take just a minute, because sometimes we can get so focused on the boat that we can lose sight of what the boat really means. And I've never heard it expressed better than in the book, The Boys in the Boat, where the author was interviewing Joe, the hero of the book. And the author noticed that every time that he started talking about the boat, the words began to falter and tears welled up in his eyes. And as the author said, at first I thought he meant the racing shell in which he rode to glory. Or did he mean his teammates? Finally, I realized that the boat was something more than just the shell or its crew. It encompassed but transcended both. It was something mysterious and beyond definition. It was a shared experience, a singular thing that unfolded in a sliver of time. When good-hearted people strove together, pulled together as one, gave everything they had for one another, bound together forever by pride and respect, he was crying, at least in part, for the loss of that vanished moment, but more, I think, for the sheer beauty of it. So as I think of you all, you seniors who have gathered here today to remember Ethan, we shouldn't just focus on this boat and the christening and our friend. We should celebrate the experience that we've had together. It's been an amazing ride. I thank you all for taking the time today and for being part of the ride and letting me be part of the ride and share it with you. So thank you very much. Now, if people would like to have their picture taken here, we'll also try and get a big group picture taken, and we'll take it from there. All right? Thank you.
Thanks, Doctor.